In last we saw Soo push the door and open the door. At that moment, Ji-hyun suddenly walked out of the bathroom. Soo breathed a sigh of relief. Soo loudly questioned why Ji-hyun didn't speak up. Just now, Ji-hyun explained that she was taking a shower. She told Soo to get out immediately. Ji-hyun finally couldn't take it anymore and sat down on the floor and cried. Actually, Soo-oh's hunch was not wrong. Just now, Ji-hyun really intended to do something stupid in the bathroom. Fortunately, Soo ran there. In time, she heard Soo-oh's knocking on the door, so she stopped. But this wasn't over yet. Ji-hyun went to the swimming pool where her sister had an accident and drank a sip of strong alcohol. The scene of playing with her younger sister seems like it happened yesterday. She called Soo, apologized to him, and said she wouldn't be able to pay him $1 million. Ji-hyun then thanked him for always helping her. Soo realized something unusual in her words. He comforted her while trying to run as fast as he could. At that moment, a car traveling at high speed hit him, causing him to fall onto the road. He still has an unfinished thing. He can't die now. He didn't pay attention to the wound on his body. At this moment, the only thought in his heart was to protect Ji-hyun. Soo promptly ran over, surprising Ji-hyun, but now she was no longer in the mood to think deeply. Seeing that Ji-hyun had made up her mind, Soo walked to Ji-hyun's side and climbed up to the rooftop. Soo took off his mask and told Ji-hyun about his unforgettable lifelong pain from when he was a child. He remembers when he was little when his mother just passed away, and his father always said it was his fault. Soo couldn't help but cry. Ji-hyun also felt the intense pain hidden deep in Soo's heart when she heard Soo say he would jump down with her. Ji-eun pulled him back, and then both of them fell down the stairs. Although the stairs on the rooftop are not high, this still gave Ji-hyun a completely different perception of life. She moved out of that house filled with pain and rented an apartment with her best friend. Unexpectedly, on the first day of moving, she saw Soo also moving into the apartment next door. Ji-hyun was extremely surprised. She wondered why he kept following her in the morning. He called the chef to prepare a cart full of breakfast to take to Ji-hyun's house, so Ji-hyun also invited Soo to eat a meal she cooked to express her thanks. From then on, the two people's feelings gradually deepened. The two people were only separated by a wall, and suddenly discovered that they could clearly hear the other person's voice. Ji-hyun wondered if Soo intentionally rented this house without soundproofing. Soo was confused and could only use an excuse to let the matter go. Soo didn't know anything about Ji-hyun's change in mentality before she thought that she was alone in this world, but now she realizes that Soo is always by her side, even though he often angrily scolded her. He didn't realize the warmth he brought to her. They then began to publicly investigate. Ji-hyun searched for witnesses present at the scene around the accident site, and Soo went to Kong and Bel's workplace from the story of the girl working at the nightclub. Soo learned that Kong and Bel was the one who introduced Ji-eun to his room that day. Moreover, after Ji-eun had an accident, this man also received a large amount of money and even exchanged it for a new car. The police announced that Kong and Bel was the one who caused the accident that caused Ji-hyun's mother to die. Soo feels that this is not just a coincidence. Why did Kong and Bel kill Ji-hyun's mother? Soo then investigated Kong and Bel's call history and discovered that he had called Min-suk many times. As for Min-suk, he went to find Chai-ah and asked her for $1,000,000,000. Furthermore, he didn't even explain the reason. Unexpectedly, Chai-ah agreed. Min-suk didn't say much but just took Chai-ah to the house of the guard, who revealed the original surveillance video. He told the guard that because the guard kept that video, so 3 people died. He threw the suitcase on the floor and told the guard to take it and leave far away. Min-suk also threatened the security guard that if any problems occurred in the future, he and his family would be retaliated against. Chai-ah, standing in front of the door, was extremely frightened. She did not expect that Min-suk, who usually looked polite, could say such things for the first time. She felt the fear of the man in front of her, but the next day, Chai-ah had restored her normal appearance. She not only introduced a TV station director for Min-suk to get to know, but also gave him a gift after returning home. Min-suk opened it and immediately panicked because inside is a tie that he wore when he murdered Kong and Bel. Apparently, this tie had also fallen off the cliff with Kong and Bel at that time. But now it appeared before his eyes. Min-suk thought he had hidden it very well, so right now he was extremely panicked. A few days ago, Kong and Bel drove a car and hit the car that Ji-hyun's mother was sitting in, ultimately causing Ji-hyun's mother to die. After that incident, Min-suk attacked him with a brick, but clearly the brick's attack power was not enough. The two chased each other up the mountain, resulting in the already injured and bleeding Kong and Bell being pushed down the cliff by Min Suk, a strong survival instinct made him grab Min Suk's tie tightly, but Min Suk had no intention to ignore Kong and Bell because he was the one who bribed Kong and Bell to cause the traffic accident before. Furthermore, he knew clearly that he was hiding the truth of Ji-eun's death in the swimming pool, so he couldn't let Kong and Bell survive. Even though Kong and Bell begged him, he still slowly took off his tie, letting Kong and Bell just fall, but Min Suk doesn't understand why. That tie fell into Chae-ah's hands. It turned out that Kong and Bell was not dead, but because he was still raising his family, he did not dare to take revenge, so he had to go to Chae-ah and reveal to her Min Suk's true face. After knowing the truth, Chae-ah is still grateful to Min Suk for hiding the swimming pool incident for her. She had no intention of revealing Min Suk's behavior. She just asked him to discuss everything with her first to handle this matter smoothly. Chae-ah went to Kong and Bell's hideout and gave him 1 billion won in cash and asked him to leave and never appear again, but this scene was seen by Ji-hyun. They're obviously doing some mysterious deal, so to find out the truth, Ji-hyun went to work at a restaurant that had many relationships with Suo. Chae-ah expressed dissatisfaction with Ji-hyun's presence. After all, she was still Suo's fiancée in name, but Chae-ah still politely asked if we had met before. Ji-hyun admitted that she had carried things to help Chae-ah before then while no one was paying attention. Ji-hyun silently investigated Chae-ah's company's documents. She also put a recording pen in the pen holder when she was about to leave. She accidentally heard the conversation of two brothers, Suo and such. At this moment, Ji-hyun knew that Suo, always so radiant, had suffered the pain of losing a loved one since childhood. As for Min Suk, he remembered what happened in the past 2 days. If he doesn't quickly deal with Kong and Bell, he doesn't dare to imagine what will happen in the future. So he went to Kong and Bell's former office and rummaged around, finally finding a secret book on the ceiling when he was about to leave. Kong and Bell attacked him from behind. Kong and Bell squeezed Min Suk's neck. He was extremely resentful of Min Suk, who turned him into a homeless dog and had to run away everywhere. Min Suk had just found the notebook, so he told Kong and Bell that I would help you escape. Only then did Kong and Bell let go. MSO then went to Sukal and handed over the secret notebook to him. Seeing his name on the notebook, Sukal, who was arrogant, immediately became afraid. It turned out that it was a notebook containing a list of drug buyers at Kong and Bell's place. Once this list is made public, Sukal will not be able to become the heir of the Chan tycoon family. Furthermore, he will also be imprisoned if this notebook is made public. Min tells him to make Kong and Bell innocent so his dirty secret will be covered. On the other hand, from the reporter, Ji-hyun knows that the police have stopped investigating Kang and Bell. Suo also learned this news through his lawyer's family. Even if the crime of murder is committed, as long as the prosecutor does not prosecute, the crime will not be established. But Ji-hyun and Suo did not know that it was all arranged by Min Suk to fulfill his promise to investigate the truth with Ji-hyun. Suo went to the police station and openly admitted to the media that at his previous party there were people using drugs. Furthermore, he sincerely invited the media to continue monitoring the progress of the investigation. This action of his has caused the company to get into trouble. The knife was also pointed straight at Kong and Bell, who murdered Ji-hyun's mother to lure Kong-yi and Bell. Ji-hyun stole Chae-ah's phone through the call history. Ji-eun sent a message to Kong and Bell to meet him at the old place at AM tomorrow morning in the police station. Because of media pressure, the police promised to take action tomorrow. The next day, there were many policemen guarding the place where Kong and Bell often appeared, just as the police were complaining that Ji-hyun following them would only cause trouble. Kong and Bell slowly walked over, and at the same time he received a call from Min Suk telling him to leave immediately. The policeman ambushing upstairs quickly chased after them, finally arresting Kong and Bell and taking him to the police. After knowing this, President Chan was extremely angry. Previously, he spent billions for Min Suk to hide this case, but now it happened that Kong and Bell also knew about the swimming pool incident. This makes him unable to help but doubt Min Suk's working ability. After hearing this news, Sukal started causing trouble. He received a piece of data from within the police station and discovered that the day Ji-hyun's mother had an accident, Suo and Ji-hyun's phone signals also appeared nearby. He asked Min Suk to use this to completely defeat Suo. Based on this clue, Min Suk created an extremely sophisticated plan. He will go to prison to bribe Kong and Bell and let Kong and Bell reveal things. That are detrimental to Suo. Not long after, Min Suk took the identity of a lawyer to the police station according to the established plan. Min Suk told Kong and Bell to declare that he was ordered by Suo, so he created a traffic accident to kill people. Furthermore, Min Suk also promised that after Kong and Bell finished testifying, he would give Kong and Bell a large sum of money when Kong and Bell is brought to court. Min Suk will still think of a way to let him escape, but if he does not agree, Kong and Bell will spend the rest of his life in prison. Kong and Bell has no other choice. Min Suk then went to find the police officer who was bribed by him, and the secret plot of these two people was successfully agreed upon. The next plan will be an even bigger conspiracy. The very next day, Min Suk gave a dagger to Kong and Bell and told him that he should leave this world by himself now. Min Suk then took a knife and cut his own palm. The policeman next to him raised the gun in his hand. Kong and Bell was bewildered yesterday in prison. Min Suk promised that as long as he confessed that Suo was the one who ordered him to kill Ji Hyun's mother, Min Suk would find a way to let him escape on the way to court. Min Suk also told Kong and Bell that the police had been bribed by him, so in the police station, Kong and Bell confessed that he was ordered by Suo then, under the arrangement of the police. Kong and Bell was bribed by Min Suk to be put in a car and taken to court on the other side through a cell phone. Suo discovered unusual traces of Min Suk. It turns out that when investigating Kong and Bell's call history, Suo discovered that Min Suk was involved and felt Ji Hyun's mother's death definitely be related to Min Suk. So a few days before meeting Min Suk, Suo secretly installed a tracking device on Min Suk's car. Suo quickly set out to the location that had been located and also informed the reporter, who always wanted to expose the truth of the swimming pool case. The police car stopped in a deserted place, and Kong and Bell was taken to a deserted place. Min Suk had been waiting there for a long time. That's why the previous scene appeared. Min Suk told Kong and Bell that he couldn't hide anymore, everywhere was hell. At this moment, Kong and Bell knew that Min Suk did not want to let him escape. When Kong and Bell knew he was trapped, he wanted to run away. But Min Suk took the gun from the police without hesitation and shot Kong and Bell just as he was about to fire the second shot. Suo shouted to stop Min Suk. The reporter also ran after facing the reporter's cameras, even though he thought he was caught red-handed at the senses. Min Suk still said that suspect Kong and Bell wanted to run away, so they were just arresting him after seeing Min Suk speak so brazenly. Kong and Bell took the opportunity to shout that it was Min Suk who asked him to slander Suo and order him to kill Ji Hyun's mother. Then Min Suk would let him escape, but he did not expect Min Suk to betray him and want to kill him to hide the truth. Meanwhile, Min Suk said that to defraud him of money, Kong and Bell created fake evidence. He then said that if today's matter was exposed, it would be difficult for the public to distinguish between good and bad, and as a result, only Suo and the entire Chai family would be in danger before leaving. Min Suk told Suo that he should think carefully about whether to make this public. However, the TV station still posted the reporter's interview with Ji Hyun along with a video recording today's scene. The truth will be revealed this evening. Min Suk looked at the TV stunned. He immediately called the director of the television station. It turns out that yesterday the reporter investigating this incident suddenly received news that she was fired. When she arrived at the director's office, she saw Min Suk just coming out of the office. Min Suk also told her that she shouldn't confront him. This scene was seen by Suo after Min Suk left. Suo also entered the director's office, seeing the news on TV. Ji Hyun was extremely happy the moment she had been waiting for was finally coming. As for Suo, his mood was very worried because the content in the news included a reporter interviewing him. He said it was possible that he was the main cause of Ji Hyun's younger sister's death, remembering Ji Hyun's reaction back then and the trust Ji Hyun had in him. He didn't know how he should face Ji Hyun after the truth was revealed after a period of intense mental struggle. Suo decided to be honest with Ji Hyun, but this world is so magical. When Suo was wondering how to talk to Ji Hyun, Min Suk and Chai were also discussing this. Min Suk tells Chai that now Kong and Bell has been arrested, which means everything they wanted to hide will probably be exposed to the public. Min Suk also emotionally said that he wanted to protect her forever, but now he was powerless. Chai said that from now on just leave everything to her on the other side. Suo was preparing to tell Ji Hyun the truth, that perhaps he was the cause of her younger sister's death, when he received unacceptable news that the detention camp is on fire. This girl's mother died in a traffic accident, knowing clearly that her mother's death was caused by someone else, but because the detention center caught fire, the perpetrator was burned in a sea of flames in a thrilling way. The police ended this case in a simple way, and at the same time, the righteous program that was supposed to speak up for vulnerable people was also stopped from broadcasting. Min Suk received a salary of up to billion from the Chai group to hide the truth. Today an uninvited guest came to Ji Hyun's house, and because of her appearance, Ji Hyun aroused hope of exposing the truth about her younger sister's death. This girl is a close friend of Ji Hyun's younger sister. This girl came to give Ji Hyun a bloody handbag on the night that Ji Eun passed away. Chai Ah took this bag and repeatedly hit Ji Eun's head from Ji Eun's best friend story. Ji Hyun learned that Min Suk had previously given Ji Eun's best friend a sum of money to keep the truth a secret further, and also threatened this girl not to reveal the truth. Ji Hyun quickly took the bag for testing, and sure enough, the blood on the bag was her younger sister's blood. Ji Hyun intended to announce this news to the reporter, who always helped her investigate the case, but then she was stunned to realize that the reporter had always kept secret contact with Min Suk. Seeing Ji Hyun suddenly appear, both Min Suk and the reporter were extremely confused, but right after that, Chaya walked out and made Ji Hyun understand everything. It turns out that after the detention, camp caught fire. The reporter who always helped her was lured by Chaya, and even became a department director in Chaya's company, so Ji Hyun had no choice but to find Suo, the only person she could trust right now, and tell him the truth. After all, Chaya is still his fiancé, so Ji Hyun did not want to hide it from him but directly denounced Chaya. After listening to Ji Hyun, Suo was extremely surprised. At this point, he realized that Chaya had come to his house that night, but what makes him feel even more pressured is that Ji Hyun now no longer trusts the police and the media but puts her trust in him. Then he went to find Chaya, seeing the evidence before her eyes. Chaya had to admit the truth that she had gone to Suo's house that night. Moreover, she also beat Ji Hyun's younger sister to the point of injury, but Chaya also said that as a fiancé, she couldn't keep calm when she saw a strange woman wearing scanty clothes in her fiancé's house at that time. Chaya did not expect that she only beat that girl once but indirectly killed that girl in the red dress. She always hid this truth because Suo was also present in the house at that time. Could it be that she confessed and then gave his name? If so, she would immediately confess. Suo said it was fine, so the two of them went to the police station. Coincidentally, the person who welcomed them was the police officer who was bribed by Min Suk to hide the truth. The police said that the autopsy results were already available, although there was a wound on the head. The main cause of death was suffocation underwater. If you only declare verbally like that, it will be impossible to conduct a reinvestigation, so just because there was no evidence, the case was not established. Suo is helpless and doesn't know what to do now. He has no other way to help Ji Hyun because in order to get more clues to help Ji Hyun, he decided to marry Chai Ah ahead of time in front of many reporters' cameras. He kneeled down on one knee and gave a proposal ring to the girl he didn't love. Chai Ah also knew that Suo was just pretending, but she still accepted his proposal that night. Suo got drunk and went to Ji Hyun's door. He confessed all the pain that he had previously hidden in his heart halfway through speaking. Suo's illness suddenly recurred. He fell to the ground, suffering from excruciating pain, looking at Suo, who had a severe headache. Ji Hyun quickly ran through the rain to buy medicine. At this moment, a man wearing a hat sneaked into Ji Hyun's house. When Ji Hyun returned, she saw Suo, who had restored his normal appearance and was waiting for her. Suo threw the medicine bag on the ground and said he didn't need this. His actions made Ji Hyun very angry. She questioned Suo that if he didn't need it, why did he come to find her and not Chai Ah? Then she turned around and was about to leave when Suo said he missed her very much. Ji Hyun immediately stopped and saw Suo's panicked expression hearing his unexpected confession. Ji Hyun felt unimaginable. Finally, she still turned around and left. After returning home, Ji Hyun suddenly discovered 2 memory cards on the bed. She opened them and inside was Suo's confession. When being interviewed by a reporter at this time, she knew that the person in the room where her sister was murdered, which she had always been looking for, was Suo, the poor girl who has now fallen into madness. Just now she heard the truth about her younger sister's death through her ex-lover. Min Suk told Jihan the whole truth. Suo didn't want to get married, so he brought her younger sister home to intentionally anger Chai Ah. Then there was the story that Chai Ah beat her younger sister, and even intentionally threw money into the swimming pool, causing her younger sister to die. Hearing Min Suk say that because she wanted to repay her mother's debt, it was possible that her younger sister got involved in drugs. Ji Hyun's tears fell. She angrily scolded Min Suk for previously listening to evil and hiding the truth. Min Suk told Ji Hyun that even if he doesn't do it, someone else will. This society is a society of the rich. The poor have absolutely no right to demand justice. The truth is created by the powerful. The poor have no power, no matter how much injustice they suffer. No one cares. He hopes that after Ji Hyun knows the truth, she will stop resisting in vain. What Min Suk said completely shattered Ji Hyun's remaining hope. She herself also knew everything was true. As Min Suk said, even if she protested, nothing would change. Even though she cried, no one came to comfort her on the other side. Suo went to choose a wedding dress with Chae-ah but was extremely worried because since the night he confessed his love to Ji Hyun, he has never seen her. When Chae-ah finished changing into her wedding dress and stepped out, she discovered that Suo was nowhere to be seen. It turned out that Ji Hyun's best friend called Suo to tell him that Ji Hyun left a note and left home. Suo looked everywhere Ji Hyun could go and finally found her in a bar. At this time, Ji Hyun changed into different clothes than before. She wears seductive, sexy clothes. She was so drunk that she couldn't walk. There is a saying that extreme pressure can knock a person down. Ji Hyun has changed. She said the feeling of spending money like water is really great. It's just a pity that the money she worked so hard for over the years was spent in just 4 short days. Of course, money is important, but it's not everything. There are also things that are much more important than it. Even if it's more important, you can use money to buy it. Even people's hearts can be bought with money. She also said that someone like Suo with a lot of money probably wouldn't understand because he would never be in a situation where he runs out of money. Now that she has begun to dream of a life with money, she told Suo she was born rich, so he should take her to experience life with money. Suo had guilt in his heart, so of course he couldn't refuse. First, she asked Suo for a very large house. To Suo, that money is nothing. Then she went to the restaurant where she used to work to eat premium steak and drink expensive red wine. She didn't forget to ask Suo to raise the restaurant staff's salary, which made Chae-ah feel extremely unhappy. Suo in the office asked him if besides atonement, he also had other feelings for Ji Hyun. Suo denied it, but Chae-ah felt that Suo cared more about Ji Hyun than her. After that, Ji Hyun went to the high-end store to throw away the watch she liked the most as a gift from her younger sister. She chose a watch worth a whole house. Of course it's still Suo who pays, but as soon as she turned around she considered the watch as trash. She gave it to the old woman collecting trash on the side of the road. Suo couldn't stand it anymore. He asked her how long she had to do this until it was over, but Ji Hyun coldly replied that until she died. And next morning Suo was woken up by the alarm clock next door, seeing it ringing non-stop, but no one responded. Realizing something unusual, Suo skillfully unlocked Ji Hyun's door and quickly carried the unconscious Ji Hyun to the hospital. He completely did not pay attention to Chae-ah standing outside the door to the hospital. Suo's body was tired and exhausted after taking care of Ji Hyun all day, but after waking up, Ji Hyun was not grateful. She even said she would pull out the 4 to threaten Suo to leave her hospital room. Chae-ah also went to the hospital. Ji Hyun arrogantly said that Chae-ah was pitiful. Ji Hyun also proudly told Chae-ah that the real reason Suo wanted to marry you soon was because of me. Only then did Chae-ah realize that Suo proposed to her to help Ji Hyun. She was completely devastated and stood there, not knowing what to do. Now no woman can stand that humiliation. The next day, Chae-ah told President Chan that she wanted to cancel the engagement. Suo knew it was all because of Ji Hyun's harassment, but he didn't know that this was just the beginning of her revenge. Didn't you say you would do everything for me? Suo said that it was just something he could do. Ji Hyun said you should marry me. The tycoon's rebellious son was forced into marriage by an ordinary employee. Moreover, he couldn't find any reason to refuse. Then at Ji Hyun's request the two of them lay on the same bed. Ji Hyun made him laugh, even though he didn't want to laugh. That photo was posted by Ji Hyun on her personal page. This made the public extremely surprised. Everyone thought it was because of this woman that Suo was cancelled. The engagement. Chairman Chan knew about this, so he immediately ordered Min Suk to investigate the true reason why Suo and Chae-ah broke off their engagement. As for Ji Hyun, she is now starting her revenge plan. First, she enticed Suo's brother and stepmother. Both mother and son happily agreed because in their eyes, as long as Suo lost Chae-ah's support, he would absolutely not be a competitor for them for inheritance. Not long after, Ji Hyun and Suo held a private wedding ceremony which made Suo's father extremely dissatisfied, but even if he protested, nothing could be changed. After the wedding ended, Ji Hyun and Suo returned to the place they called home. Even though they are together, their hearts cannot get close to each other. Suo knows he doesn't have much time left, so he just wants to live peaceful days, but Ji Hyun did not have that intention. Just after getting married, she asked to sleep in 2 separate rooms. Suo is not allowed in her room every day. Suo still prepares dinner very meticulously, but Ji Hyun doesn't even glance at him once. Suo clearly knew Ji-hyun's purpose for marrying him. Seeing Ji-hyun enter the room, he had to embrace his own loneliness. Not long after, with the help of Suo's stepmother and brother, Ji-hyun sat in the chair of general director of Chan Group's charity fund. From then on, she took advantage of her position as general manager to do good deeds everywhere. She shaped her image into an angel because she knows clearly that only when she has enough influence will others believe her words, even if what she says is just a lie. Under the coordination of Suo to donate a large amount of money, the media competed to report on Ji-hyun's charity work story. After hearing this news, the president called Min-suk to his house and scolded. Although he favored this son, he valued the company's interests more. He must stop this daughter-in-law he doesn't like, so he called Min-suk to his place and then hinted that you should deal with Ji-hyun. The president also said a meaningful sentence that if Min-suk refused to act, someone would do it for him. After thinking, Min-suk pretended to agree with Chairman Chan's orders, but someone like him who has done countless bad things cannot take action against Ji-hyun. Instead, he took out a large sum of money and asked Ji-hyun to leave this place. He also told her that if she didn't leave, she would be in danger. Of course, Ji-hyun will not listen to Min-suk. By this time, she was no longer afraid of anything. She publicly disclosed all the black documents of the Chan Group that she had investigated during the past time. This action made Chairman Chan extremely angry. He called and fired Min-suk for not working according to his requirements, then gave Director Nan the task of handling guns today. Suo was discussing work with Chai-ah in the office when suddenly his illness relapsed. He had a severe headache and collapsed to the floor. Chai-ah also noticed Suo's strangeness, but Suo didn't tell her about his illness. Chai-ah pretended to be Suo's fans to go ask the doctor. At this time, she learned that Suo was terminally ill and did not have much time left. Moreover, this illness caused Suo's eyesight to be reduced by half. If the illness continues, he will be completely blind. Chai-ah remembers what Suo once told her, her tears. It turns out that when the two of them were still in love, Suo once said that if he was still alive a year later, he would hold a wedding with Chai-ah. At this moment, all her resentment towards Suo suddenly disappeared. She only thinks about how to save the man she once loved. After many conversations and advice with Suo, Suo finally agreed to go abroad for treatment. Even if there is only % hope, he will still do his best to help Ji-hyun. But before leaving, he wanted to take the restaurant staff out together because he didn't want to leave any regrets with everyone's help. He finally invited Ji-hyun to go with everyone. Suo prepares a small gift for each employee, then he personally puts on the necklace he had prepared a long time ago for Ji-hyun. Finally, a smile appeared on his face before leaving. Jian asked Suo if there was anything he wanted to say to her. She asked if he was unwell, but Suo said he would tell her after returning home. Ji-hyun also rarely confides in Suo. She expresses her gratitude for helping her investigate the case of her younger mother and sister. This is the first time the two of them have sat together since getting married, but Ji-hyun still didn't say she forgives him afterwards. Ji-hyun walked alone in the woods when suddenly a man in black used a towel to cover her mouth. A moment later, Suo ran to find Ji-hyun and only saw her phone drop there. Then he saw a shoe on the beach. He looked forward and saw the unconscious Ji-hyun floating on the ocean surface, now gradually sinking. Suo ran there as fast as he could and tried to swim towards Ji-hyun. When he was about to come to her, suddenly his illness recurred. Seeing Ji-hyun right in front of his eyes, he couldn't continue moving forward and struggled in the sea for a long time. After that, his body gradually sank. The guilt and love arising from Suo's name for Ji-hyun forever sank into the bottomless ocean. He also fulfilled the wish he once wished for when he was alive. Ji-hyun was brought to shore by lifeguards. After waking up, she saw Suo being treated nearby. Ji-hyun couldn't believe her eyes when she got closer. She saw that Suo had stopped breathing. Finally, her tears fell, but it was too late. Suo has left them forever. Receiving the bad news, President Chan hurriedly returned. He did not dare to believe that the son he loved the most was no longer in this world. He asked what happened, but Ji-hyun said it was all his fault. She knew that Chairman Chan had ordered someone to assassinate her. Faced with Ji-hyun's questioning, Chairman Chan still refused to admit that it was because he wanted to kill Ji-hyun that it led to Suo's death. On the contrary, he even blamed Ji-hyun while the two were arguing fiercely. Chai-ah was next to them and told them that Suo was terminally ill. Hearing Chai-ah's words, everyone fell silent. Now things have become like that during the time of sadness. They didn't find out whose fault it was anymore. Suo writes a will to everyone, including his father. Although the content is not long, it clearly writes the feelings from the bottom of his heart that he wants to reveal to everyone after the funeral ends. Ji-hyun went to the police station and told the police to investigate the truth of Suo's death. The police irresponsibly replied that perhaps because Suo had an incurable disease, he temporarily thought about bad things and gave up his life, seeing that the police were still as indifferent as they were when investigating Ji-yoon's case. Ji-hyun got angry and said that this time she would definitely investigate to the end. Furthermore, she will notify reporters to monitor the results of the police station's investigation together. On the other side, his son's death still cannot make Chairman Chan wake up. He orders Director Nam to kidnap Min-suk after waking up. Min-suk discovered that his kidnapper was Director Nam, so he surmised that the person who wanted to assassinate Ji-hyun was definitely Director Nam. He used a knife to take some of Min-suk's blood to falsely accuse him of attempting to murder Ji-hyun. Director Nim also forced Min-suk to write a letter confessing his guilt, but Mino did not give up easily, taking advantage of the time the guard was not on guard. He attacked them and fled in an emergency. He had to ask Ji-hyun to save him. He kneeled down and cried, begging for Ji-hyun's forgiveness, and even said that he would help her reveal the entire truth of the incident because of Suo's death. Chae-ah also went to find Ji-hyun. They are willing to join forces to overthrow Chairman Chan, but they have no evidence, so Chae-ah went to find Chairman Chan. She told him that Min-suk held all the secret criminal evidence of the Chan group, realizing that the situation was not okay. Chairman Chan immediately ordered Director N to quickly move all key evidence out. Then Ji-hyun and Min-suk blocked the road and stole all the evidence. Not long after President Chan led his subordinates to the house where they were hiding. When Director Nam was about to rush in to steal the evidence, Min-suk suddenly pulled out a gun. The scene suddenly went out of control. At this moment, Chairman Chan offered a large amount of money to bribe Min-suk. As long as Min-suk kills Ji-hyun, he will transfer 1 billion won to Min-suk right now. Furthermore, Chairman Chan also vowed not to cause trouble with Min-suk again. Chairman Chan then ordered his subordinates to transfer money immediately. Min-suk's phone quickly received a text message adding money. At this time, Chairman Chan said to kill Ji-hyun. Unexpectedly, Min-suk actually pointed the gun at Ji-hyun. Furthermore, he pulled the trigger without hesitation. Ji-hyun felt like he was falling into a bottomless ocean just like Suo did at that time. But she smiled because soon she would see her mother, younger sister, and husband again. Although he witnessed Min-suk open fire and shoot Ji-hyun, Chairman Chan still did not feel secure. It wasn't until Director Nam brought back the news that Ji-hyun's body had not been found that Chairman Chan immediately felt something was strange. Actually, this is part of the three people's plan. Ji-hyun only suffered superficial injuries and no serious problems. Chae-ah promptly saved her at a critical moment. It turns out that from the beginning they installed surveillance cameras in the house, the purpose of which was to record evidence of Chairman Chan bribing the murderer after getting better. Ji-hyun immediately thought of a way to fight back. First, she found an internet shop and uploaded the video of Chairman Chan bribing Min-suk to kill her to social media. Then she went to a crowded square and started live streaming. Thanks to her previous public charity work, she has accumulated many fans. Her live stream room attracted a large number of passers-by and reporters to watch. She wants to expose the truth about the deaths of her mother and younger sister. Upon receiving this news, President Chan and Chae-ah also arrived at the scene in front of the public and the camera lens. Ji-hyun recounted the Min-suk fortune that her younger sister and mother had encountered. To find out the truth, she tried a lot, but the results were extremely disastrous. Furthermore, her husband's death was also sketchy, concluded by the police standing in front of power. No matter how much she begged or how much she screamed, no one would listen to her words. This is the tycoon class's contempt for human life. She pointed the knife at Chairman Chan, who was next to also testify. At the same time, she frankly admitted her role in a series of events that happened. Furthermore, she also frankly said that in the past she could not sympathize with Ji-hyun's helplessness and despair after losing a loved one, but it wasn't until Suo tragically passed away that she felt it as soon as she finished speaking. Chae-ah, without hesitation, kneeled down in front of Ji-hyun and apologized to her. Ji-hyun turned to look at Chairman Chan, but Chairman Chan still refused to admit his mistake. He turned around and left amidst public criticism. However, under the strong protests of the righteous people, Chairman Chan was soon arrested by the police. Ji-hyun thought that this time with video evidence it would be easy to convict Chairman Chan, but unexpectedly Director Nam used the excuse that Ji-hyun and Min-suk were once lovers, so he asked Ji-hyun to prove the authenticity of the video director. Nam said their purpose was to defraud billion won. Moreover, Min-suk took the money and ran away. But at this moment, Min-suk appeared in court holding a check for billion won. He proactively went to court to testify and told the truth of the incident that he knew in court. Chae-ah was also present in court. She actively admitted the truth that she had beaten Ji-hyun's younger sister. But when the judge mentioned that she had set fire to the detention center to kill Kong and Bell, she replied that it was just a trap. Kong and Bell was not dead. Then the police arrested Kong and Bell, who was still alive. Faced with countless authentic pieces of evidence, President Chan could no longer resist through the court's verdict. Chairman Chan, Director Nam Min-suk, and Kong and Bell all received deserved punishment. As for Chae-ah, because she could not prove that she was the person who directly led to Ji-hyun's younger sister's death, so she was acquitted at this point. Everything ended. Ji-hyun finally opened the letter that Suo wrote to her when he was still alive. Scenes from the two people's past gradually appeared before her eyes, causing Ji-hyun to shed tears. Perhaps it wasn't until this moment that Ji-hyun truly considered Suo her husband. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel.